Since you disowned me, I won't be paying strangers' mortgage anymore. I wrote, attaching a screenshot of the cancelled automatic transfer. My phone rang 3 minutes later. Rachel, what did you just do? Mom was screaming so loud I had to hold the phone away from my ear. You can't do this to us, we need that money. I smiled, feeling a strange calmness. That sounds like a you problem, Mom. I heard her start crying. Please, Karen and the boys are living with us now because she has nowhere else to go. We can't afford to feed them and pay the mortgage without your help. I felt a twinge of satisfaction. Then maybe Karen should get a job. After they hung up, I sat in my car in the parking lot at work and tried not to cry. This was exactly how it had always been. Karen did whatever she wanted, and I was expected to deal with the consequences. She quit her job on a whim, and somehow it became my problem to solve. That's when I remembered something. 4 months ago, my boss had offered me a transfer to our company's office in the next state over. I turned it down because I'd just bought my house and didn't want to move. But what if that position was still open? I walked back into the office and knocked on my boss's door. Hey Tom, remember that offer you made me about transferring to the Denver office? Is that position still available? It is. Why? Are you interested now? Very interested. When could I start? Tom leaned back in his chair and smiled. Hell, Rachel, you could start next week if you wanted to. I've been holding that spot hoping you'd change your mind. Then yes, I want to transfer. I spent the rest of that day making lists and plans. If my family thought they could just steamroll over me and make decisions about my life without even asking, they had another thing coming. I moved fast, really fast. I knew my parents and Karen could show up at my house any day with suitcases and expect me to just roll over and let them take over my life. So I had exactly 1 week to get out. I called in sick for the rest of that week, and spent every waking hour packing. I kept only what I absolutely needed: clothes, important documents, my laptop, and a few personal items. Everything else went into storage, or stayed with the house for the tenants. My friend Mike, who worked in real estate, found a married couple with 1 kid who were looking for a house to rent in my neighborhood. They seemed nice enough when I met them. The husband worked in IT, the wife was a teacher, and their daughter was about 7. They could move in immediately, and were willing to pay first and last month's rent up front. By Friday afternoon I was loading my car with the last of my stuff. Saturday morning I drove to Denver, and started my new job on Monday. Wednesday afternoon, Mike called me. Rachel, I've got good news and potentially dramatic news. Hit me with the good news first. Your tenants are settled and great. They love the house and already transferred this month's rent. Nice people. And the dramatic news? Well, yesterday afternoon a woman showed up at your house with 2 kids and what looked like half a U-Haul truck full of stuff. Started banging on the door demanding to be let in. My stomach dropped, even though I'd been expecting this. Let me guess, my sister Karen? I'm assuming so. The tenants called me because they didn't know what to do. This woman was screaming that it was her sister's house and she had every right to live there. The tenants explained they were renting from you and you'd moved, but she wouldn't listen. What happened? Eventually an older couple showed up too. I'm guessing your parents? They all had a big argument on your front lawn. The neighbors were starting to come out and watch. Finally they left, but they took down my number from the rental sign. I laughed. I'd been dreading this confrontation, but now that it was happening, it felt almost funny. They'd driven all the way to my house, expecting to just move in, and instead found strangers living there.